Newcastle 4, Chelsea 1, and just when you think you have turned a corner with Chelsea Football Club, just when you think Chelsea Football Club are not going to be ruining your weekend anymore, because there's some hope, there's an array of talent coming through the ranks, there are experienced players performing, everything that could go wrong in one game does. You've got a 39-year-old captain without an armband making mistakes and tripping over his feet. You got Conor Gallagher looking like a muppet that looks like he's waiting for a pint after the game at Power League rather than a professional footballer in the final third. You got Rees James doing nothing more than intentionally getting sent off because he's lost his head. Cucurella not knowing how to hold an offside line. Chile out of control. And Robert Sanchez more entertained with tripping up off his feet rather than coming for cross. And that basically summarizes Chelsea's Football Club's performance today against Newcastle United. We will break it down. We will talk about it in a logical but articulate way. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly has to be broken down. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys. I'm a lot more calmer than I would have been if I did this straight after the game. And you know what? I can't lie to you. I am very happy I did it. A lot of you are most probably annoyed because you would have wanted me to lose my head and not give you a good, detailed argument because you're rivals. You want me to give you reaction, passion. Well, you're going to get passion. You are going to get reaction. But you're going to get a little bit more calculated, Alex. So before we get started, I need you lot to do me a massive favor. If you've made it this far, you deserve to give me a like because you clearly enjoyed what you have. Number 2, subscribe to the channel because that is the best way you guys can support me, right? Subscribe. And finally, share a friend to tell a friend, all right? Share it to a friend and he'll tell a friend. That's the best way you can support the channel. Let's get started because we're going to start with today's video needs to be a little bit different. Normally I've got the ugly section, then I've got the bad section, then I've got the good section. But today is going to be a conversation. And the reason I'm going to break this game down in a conversation is because I don't think there is any point of me breaking it down into a good segment. Apart from Enzo Fernandez for 15 minutes, a beautiful Raheem Sterling free kick, there's not much to talk about. So what we're going to do is talk about the game in the big picture. Then we're going to analyze individual performances. And then we're going to talk about what needs to be done. Because what I don't understand and what I don't want to do here right now is for me to just rant and vent. Because I'll feel better, don't get me wrong. But then I'll be upset in 20 minutes again and want to do the exact same thing again and again. And I think you guys will get bored of it. So let's talk about this big picture. We come into this game, we're playing a wounded Newcastle side. A wounded side in terms of the bench. The first team looked very strong, very composed. And a team that had a point to prove. Everybody in the media was hyping this up as Chelsea have to get 3 points because Newcastle wounded. When you look at this Newcastle side, you go to St. James's Park, you know you're in for a battle. We start off terrible. The first goal was a calamity of errors, right? Because the cross comes in, and prior to that cross, we had 2 or 3 crosses that were coming. And the crosses aren't defended well. It goes all the way outside, they recycle the ball, and then the midfield's empty. Leslie Ogochuk was nowhere to be seen. Conor Gallagher's nowhere to be seen. Enzo Fernandez is missing. And everyone presses up. Because everyone presses up apart from Mophead Cucurella. Apart from Cucurella, the ball gets slid into Isaac, who takes a beautiful touch and finishes it as the wonderful striker that he just finishes it very cool, calm and composed. And then the finger pointing starts. Cucurella should have been better, he should have pushed up. Chile shouldn't have pushed up, he should have stayed with Isaac. But the reality is, that goal doesn't only happen because of Chile pushing up and Cucurella not pushing up. It's the recycling. There was no pressure on the ball. There was no urgency. How do you go to St. James's Park 20 minutes into the game and you have no urgency, no hunger, no desire to be matching their physicality? The one thing you know about that PMP team, right? About legs, push and pull team is they all are gym heads. I'm telling you now. They've got Miley Cyrus in the middle. They've got Bruno Guimaraes doing his best impression of Maluma with a haircut. And then you got Joe Linton doing his best impression of Bruno Guimaraes with the blonde haircut. It is absolutely expected that they're going to be clamping you left, right and center. You need to be out for the battle. You need to be matching their physicality. We don't do that. Then out of nowhere, we get a quick little counter break, and that counter attack let me know everything I needed to know. It was an overhit pass, it didn't really work out, but then Sterling gets fouled, and what happens is we got a very dangerous opportunity. Raheem Sterling absolutely plummeted that ball. It was very easy to see that this was his greatest free kick he's ever going to take in his life. I don't think he's going to be ever reciprocating that moment for us. It's 1-1. And then we had a spell of 15 minutes where we looked competent, where we looked like a team that, you know what, we could actually win this game. But even in that spell, Kieran Trippier hit the crossbar. Joe Linton missed a good opportunity from a corner kick. And this is where I started saying, why don't we just steal a point here? We need to get in at halftime. We need to get in at halftime, and Poch needs to rearrange something. Some changes need to occur because Cole Palmer wasn't evident. Nicholas Jackson wasn't evident in this game. Conor Gallagher was shocking. I don't care what anybody says. Conor Gallagher's performance reminds me of someone at Power League that has a 9-to-5, a beer belly, and when he dribbled past somebody, he's going and he's like, oh my God, no one's closing me down. He's on his weak foot. And he just rolls it forward to the keeper because he's waiting now. Guys, fag break. No, guys, pint. Do we really need to play? That's how he performed today. He performed like a guy that has a 9-to-5 and goes to Power League because that was the quality of his athleticism. Then we start looking at Leslie Okochukwu. People are going to really be hard at Okochukwu. What do you expect from a kid that's 19 years old, that has had only 1 year of football, and you're asking him to fill in to play against Newcastle United? What do you expect? Let me know. This is the type of performance I expect. I expect him to be good. I expect him to be bad. I expect him to be good. I expect him to be bad. Enzo, 45 good minutes. Other than that, pathetic. Second half was pathetic from Enzo Fernandez. I understand there's a flight from Argentina. I understand the guy most probably is exhausted. But he wasn't good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. Why am I going to sit here and pretend? So we come out second half. And after the second half, I'm like, okay, what needs to happen now is we need some changes or we need to do something. The second half starts and we've got a good opportunity where Sterling and Jackson link up. Sterling gets the ball, chips it to Jackson. Jackson tries to take a touch. Bruv, bang it. You just scored a hat-trick, right? You know, this is what I don't understand. Donny scored a hat-trick. He scored against Manchester City. I would think his confidence is through the roof. I would think my man will walk into any room and say, I will take your girl. Yet this guy needs to take a touch, needs to set it up, smash the ting. Like, enough is enough. Sometimes put your laces through it, geezer. Like, it's not that tough. You know, sometimes do instinctual things. Don't try to do the correct thing. And the correct thing even, what am I saying in that situation, was smash it. He didn't. The ball rolled out of play and we just looked lackluster, toothless. And what happened? They scored to make 2-1. And why do they score to make it 2-1? Because if it was a moment of brilliance, if it was some beautiful play, if it was some kind of elegant design, I would say, you know what? Hold your hands up high. Newcastle's a Champions League team. We are bums. We are mid-table bums. That's what I would say, okay? We're booty juice. That's what we are. But the reality is, we're not. We're actually a competent team that makes stupid mistakes. Yesterday in his press conference, what did Maurizio Pochettino say? We covered it, because I know we covered it, because I covered it. I gave you guys a video to watch. I told you what Pochettino said. Pochettino actively said to us, all of us, we all heard it. He said, the team against Brentford didn't play with maturity. Liverpool beat Brentford because they played with maturity. Maturity is experienced players and not experienced players making the correct decisions. And when I say making the correct decisions, I don't mean, passing the ball. It's knowing when to foul. It's knowing when to give something away. It's knowing when, you know what, I'm not going to retaliate to this. And the thing is, Sterling gave one free kick away before that. And then he gave the exact same free kick after that. And what happens? Quick short free kick. No one switched on. He goes out. Nobody is marking Lascelles. Lascelles headers that ball like a headbutt. And it's beautiful. It's simple. It's elegant. And it looks like clinical. Yet the reality is all that stemmed from one aspect of the game. That all stems from giving away needless free kicks. Leslie Ogochukwu giving away needless free kicks. Kukurea, let me at him, Scrappy Doo. Mason Mount's gone, so I need to turn into Scrappy Doo. I need to be the one that needs to play the fake tough guy. What are you playing the fake tough guy for? It's overrated. We don't care. You're shit. Like, Kukureya, you're shit. I'm sorry. Like, we don't want to see that. You can't defend. Your primary job as a left back is to defend. You can't attack. You can't defend. What do you offer? In tenacity, intensity. Okay, cool. I can do that on the pitch. Genuinely, put me on the pitch. I'll run around and I'll clamp a few people too. Well, you think I can't do that? I genuinely can. You're meant to be better at defending, reading the game, moving the ball, shifting it around. No. Then what happens? Straight away, we kick the third goal away. And the third goal was Santa Claus wrapped. It was delivered by Amazon right to their doorstep, given to them as a present. Says, João Linton, por favor, vamos score a goal. Literally, that's what he said. Thiago Silva gave it to him. Santa Claus Thiago. Because what the hell was he doing? I don't understand. You know, goals like that, sometimes I can accept that from a Cole Palmer. I can accept that from a Leslie Ogochukwu. I can accept that from an Armando Broja. I can accept it from a Nicholas Jackson. And because I'm just going to say there's young and stupid, and that happens. That's a learning curve. Big man, you're 39 years old. Your wife tells everyone you're 39 years old. We know how many people work on your body on a weekly basis, meaning you have experience of professional football. We just conceded a goal. What are you doing? Gives the ball away. João Linton punishes us. 3-1. My head's gone at that moment in time. And what made me more angry than anything today? Because losing to Newcastle does not hurt people. Because Newcastle are a good side. We have to respect teams because they can't respect us because we're bums. Like, when you're bums and you're booty juice, people are going to say we don't respect Chelsea because we haven't done anything to earn their respect in the last 18 months. We're an irrelevant mid-table side at this moment in time. Our performances show that. We've won 4 games and 13 in the Premier League. We don't have any right to go to St. James's Park and expect a victory. And what really infuriated me was Rees James. Rees James is our captain. Rees James is meant to be the beacon of light in this team. The only world-class player, I say, in this team. I always have this debate with people. I tell them, this guy is the right man to lead us forward. He is the standard. But you know what? Today, Rees James was not the standard. And what I don't like about Rees James is when things get rough, he tries to cut corners. He tries to be the guy that tries to do something a little bit out of the ordinary. I'm telling you now, when João Linton elbowed him, he was losing it. He was absolutely losing it, and Thiago calmed him down. We're losing 3-1. He decides to flick the ball backwards, gets dispossessed because Gordon reads it, and what does he do? Stupid flick back, knowing Gordon's going to fall down. Second yellow card, you're sent off. I'm not angry that you got a second yellow card. I'm angry that as a captain of Chelsea Football Club, when your team needs you most, you're meant to be there. You're meant to hold their hands. We've got 20 minutes left. You came back against Manchester City. You played well against Arsenal. You beat Tottenham. You can do something against Newcastle with 20 minutes to go. You get one, there is hope. There is faith. There's inshallah, you might get another chance. I'm telling you now. But what does he do? He gets himself sent off. And what I hated about it was his nonchalantness. You are our captain. Big man, you've been injured the whole year. You have actively been injured the whole year. You have embarrassed the club in a sense that you're not playing games on a fat contract. And every day, people are giving us jokes. Your captain can't even play 5 games. Your captain hasn't played 3 games back-to-back since 2021. Let that sink in. Rees James hasn't played 3 Premier League games back-to-back since 2021. And what does he do? He gets himself sent off and suspended for the next game. Why on earth would you do that? Why would you get yourself suspended? Use your brain. Like, you are too good of a player to make dumb mistakes of that magnitude. You're meant to be the experienced head. Then we concede the 4th goal. Benoit Badiashile. I think a lot of people have been hard and very hard on Badiashile after that goal. You know, a lot of people said, unacceptable behavior. You can't be doing that. Benoit Badiashile didn't track his guy. We're down to 10 men. He tracks him late. Gordon cuts in, easy finish. Very good finish. What do you want me to do? Badiashile's played 90 minutes of football all year. Badiashile has played 90 minutes of football. Do you want me to shout? Do you want me to be angry at him? No, I can't be. He got dashed into a game. He's learning under fire. We're going to have to deal with it. It's a horrible day at the office. But there are some things we can't forgive. Sanchez isn't good enough for this club. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This guy is a bum. The way people are defending him, the way people are analysing his game is unrealistic. He might be a decent shot stopper. He is shocking at coming for corners. For a guy that is so comfortable at coming for free kicks to catch them, corners non-existent. He's too busy battling rather than coming for a corner. He just trips over his own feet. The man trips over his own feet consistently. He looks to win free kicks rather than come collect corners or concentrate on defending. Cucurella, not good enough. I'm sorry. He's just not. I've seen it. He's overly aggressive in his challenges. He doesn't offer enough on the ball. He doesn't offer enough with a cross in the end. He's making me miss Ben Chilwell. And any of you know, I don't rate basic Ben. So please, I'm getting worried. And finally, I don't want to hear any Pochettino slander. Because whilst we have won 4 games in 13, I don't want to hear Pochettino slander because I don't think any manager would make this team miraculously better. I don't think you put in a Pep Guardiola, Xabi Alonso because he's flavour of the month, a De Zerbi, Tuchel, whoever you want at this moment in time, and all of a sudden this team wins more than 6 or 7 games out of 13. Because what are we really going to sack him over? 9 extra points. Potentially 9 extra points. No. Because the reason we don't sack him over 9 extra points is because then you're just masking over the cracks. The cracks are there. And the cracks are simple. The cracks are evident for all of us to see. For you, me, everybody to see. But the cracks are that Chelsea Football Club are inexperienced, lack maturity, and the experienced players that we have are the ones letting us down today. Raheem Sterling, outside of the free kick, what did you do? What did you do? Cole Palmer's going to have bad games. I've been saying it. Cole Palmer's 22 years old and has only played 7 Premier League games for Chelsea. He's played 6 before that for Manchester City. Why do you expect him to be considered? Why do you expect him and Jackson to be consistent? The board needs to have a look at itself. We need to look at the recruitment, but at the same time, we need to be patient. Because I know it's not popular. I know people aren't going to like me saying this. There is no point sacking Pochettino. So this was the Kavkas View. I'm sorry I went on for a while. This might be a 20-minute video. It's kind of low-key mad that I'm still vexed after 3 hours after the game. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts because I'm a bit pissed, but it is what it is. Peace out. I'm out.